Welcome to the girls. I'm here with Janine in our newish studio.
Set.
Yeah, it's in your home, which is so convenient because I live right next door to her. So
yeah,
we got all ready and
we're happy.
Walked down the steps, and here we are. We have little Rosie's walking around. So if you hear any
we
little
have a live
tiptoes,
audience.
Yeah, she does this on the floor.
I love her. I love her. And our flowers are gorgeous. They're always gorgeous, but I love the spring and summer kind of flowers. They're so vibrant from Smith Floral.
So do I. I finally got rid of the black pants.
Oh, I know.
have
You have
white
white pants on.
It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know how long that'll last, but we get summer for like, is it 4 days now? 3 or 4 days?
4 to 6 days.
Yeah, 4 to 6 days.
But speaking of flowers, my daughter gave me this orchid.
Is that what that is?
Maybe 2 years ago. Oh. And I said, oh, honey, well, first of all, when she gave it to me, I thought it was fake. Because this looks fake, doesn't it? Don't these look fake?
Well, yeah, when there's a flower on it, does too.
It had a flower on it once upon a time, but I can't grow anything. So I was going to throw it out because I don't know what to do with it.
No.
But I think I'm going to give it to my mom and have her take care of it. Can you
I
foster
love.
my flower?
Yeah, foster. First of all, these little rooty things that come out, you could cut these off. This is hanging by a thread.
Where do the flowers pop in?
And then, well, you see these two that used to be flowers right here? These are dead.
Oh.
So these will be cut off. I don't want to break them off.
Okay.
But these little cute clippy things,
Look at that.
they hold them on. They hold them on the sticks when you get a flower. And have you watered this ever?
Well, yes. And my daughter yelled at me because she said this should really just get like one ice cube.
Yeah, it gets one
And then
ice
you
cube
put it
like
in.
once a week.
But again, this is 2 years ago. I don't think this thing's been watered in a year.
Oh my Lord, I'll bring it back. Don't worry, honey. I'll come back to you. I talked to
It
my
is
little
flower
plants.
and gardening and landscaping time, and if you're from northeastern Pennsylvania, you know that that's the time we take care of our lots, right? It's a time
Well,
to...
we take care of ours all year long, Janine. I don't know about
well,
you,
there's
but
snow
yeah,
on the ground.
exactly.
You can't be planting and pruning and all that fun
We have to plant
stuff.
your bulbs in October if you want nice things in the spring.
Anyway, my segue into that was that we have a guest on today, Lauren Sacco, and she is with Vito's Landscaping and Lawn Care, and they take care of our lawn, but they also take care of landscaping. So we have some tips and tricks on keeping things alive, possibly, or just letting them do it and
Oh
keeping
my
them
goodness.
alive.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I have this thing sitting in front of me over here because a couple
keeping
of
your
your
lips alive?
girlfriends, a couple of your girlfriends, how to plump things up. A couple of your friends asked me about, getting thicker lips.
Yeah.
And I said, gee, I use this City Lips, and I couldn't remember the name of it. So I forget what your girlfriend said. I think it was Lisa. It's called Plumping Lip Gloss. It's by City Lips. I'm not promoting it. They didn't give it to me for free, nothing.
Darn.
It's just that it's like a clear kind of a gloss, which you love your glosses.
I do.
But anyway, you put it on your lips a little bit before when you're going to put your lipstick on, and it only tingles a little bit. It's not like those other ones that actually like burn your lips. So it just plumps them up just enough.
I never
And
used
put that
any
on.
plumping.
So if they don't want to undergo the little needle in the lip thing, like a lot of people are doing the lip plumping, this is kind of cool, But I mean, it's not for somebody who has like real tiny lips. I don't think you're ever gonna plump them up to all the way where you want them. But
Well, if you line your lips too, but that's a different show. We have a makeup artist coming on, and she can talk about that.
oh yeah, but I just wanted to get this on because I promised the girls I'd let them know.
All right. Well, let's
let's plump up our yards.
Yeah, let's grow flowers and plump up our yards. When we come back, we have Lauren Sacco on with us, so stay with us here on The Girls. And welcome back. You're watching The Girls on SSP TV. We have little Rosie with us. She is the littlest girl. Well, I shouldn't say that because Ruby, Lori's girl dog, is the
Lori and
youngest.
Sammy's
So
little
we
dog,
haven't
yeah.
had them on yet. Well, she's Lori's dog. That's what I call all the dogs. But Lori, we haven't mentioned Lori. She hasn't been able to be with us, but she still is doing the shows with us. She just,
In spirit.
yeah, she hasn't been here. But so Rosie is going to fill in today with our guest, right?
Oh, you'll be so happy, Lori.
I know.
That's
She
a
wants me to hold
little animal filled in for her.
There you go.
Yeah, little girly.
Oh, we should.
Well, anyhow.
She has a little girl shirt too. But anyway, we have Lauren.
I will do the whole show on the dog.
Yeah. We have Lauren Sacco with us today because we wanted to talk about landscaping, and you've been around for a very long time. So
yes,
thanks for coming
on 42 years between
42
my father
years.
and my uncle.
You're not 42 even.
No, it's been there way before the 5 of us.
Oh, yeah.
Hoping that we can take it, next generation and keep it passing down.
So tell us what you guys do and how you can help us out to make sure that our lawns are taken care of.
So we are family owned and operated. We have 2 gentlemen who are the true visionaries, my father, Frank, and my uncle, Joe, who everybody refers to as Lefty. Many years ago, my uncle's actually an engineer by trade. So he was always the one at the kitchen table who would help with algebra and homework and has the vision for mapping out all the big projects we have. So together with my father's, landscape artistic ability and my uncle being able to map things out, they've been a great, awesome tag team. And now they're kind of passing the torch a little bit. They've moved on to more overseeing, planning. My father now meets our clients one-on-one, walks you through your project from start to finish. And then it's pretty much passed off to myself and my team. My brother-in-law Josh plays a very big role in our day-to-day. My brother Frank is back in the area and he's handling all of our HR and our legal and our good contracts and different things like that. And then now that we don't have the Frankies anymore, my role has changed and I'm now operations manager.
Different hat.
Yeah, so I'm outside more, I'm at a desk more. It's fun, it's different. But we are fully, totally, 100% complete property maintenance. So if you have existing beds, existing structure, existing sidewalks, anything that needs to be maintained is really our forte. We do install lawns, we do install patios, pavers, retaining walls, walkways. Fencing is a huge one. Last year we just put in a big fence because, like Rosie, we have 2 of our dogs who you see on my husband's show.
Like Rosie.
Rocky and Winnie.
A little garden gate.
Yeah, Rocky would blow right through that.
We've had it on the Sacco Chiropractic show.
Yeah.
It was a huge gate, but that gate you put up is great.
Yeah, so it goes hand in hand with, because when we would come outside, now my kids are running around our yard, and one thing that goes right through me is when dog poop is in the yard, and you have to just, you don't have, there's literally not enough time in the day to do everything else, and then every time you want to go outside, you got to like scour the yard. So one of our dogs, as you all have met, Winnie, is a GSP. She likes to run, so she'd come out our back door and she'd shoot out the back, and we got this real ugly path. And my father would always be so upset because people see our house, and everybody of the 5 of us, our houses are pristine. There's not a weed, and everybody helps take care of their own property, but then my father's company, we'd maintain it all. And he'd get so upset that we had this, run. So he said, why don't you put in a dog run? And I was like, oh, I never really. So between my father and my husband and my uncle, they put their heads together and we have a dog run.
Looks great.
Nice.
Really, we do, if the phone rings with me, we will take everything because we have a huge network of people that we work with and a good rapport with a lot of contractors and excavation around town, and work with that. If we can't help you solely 100%, we will get someone that'll do it for you. But that's really it. We're family owned, family operated. At any given point, you're speaking to one of my family on the phone, whether it's in the field, meeting a client one-on-one, handling the office. And we do have one lady in the office with us, Tina Sabo, who I'm sure you've all met Tina 1,000 times. She is the person that's, responsible for turning a customer into a raving fan. That's like our motto.
That's cool.
Tina puts up with the good, the bad, the ugly, people who maybe have no clue, people who are frustrated with people they've met and they just expect it to be tomorrow. Tina really handles and takes on a lot. So I'm very blessed. We have a great team. It's a big growing year for us. We're expanding into the mountaintop area, the Crestwood and the Hanover Industrial Park, and we're servicing all around here too. Sugarloaf, Drums, Cunningham, Hazelton, Valmont, Humboldt.
Yeah,
we're growing.
You don't just do lawns in the wintertime, you also do snow.
So the flip side of it, yes, and sometimes that's a blessing and a curse, because the winter is a good time to we're booting up on classes, we're really working out different things, expanding our knowledge, and then here comes a snowstorm. And when you have 2 young kids, it's hard to be like up at 4 a.m. and then your day starts at 9 like usual. So it's fun, it's different, and it's fun, and we roll with it.
Tell us about if someone's looking to start, maybe they want to freshen up their landscaping, but when you look at the entire project, maybe it's a lot at one time. How do you meet with them and kind of go through the phases of what they want or what you could recommend? I might say, hey, I like this flower from Hawaii. Well, that's not going to grow here. So
that's a twofold question. So to tackle the first part, if someone calls us and, say they're a new homeowner, for example, in like Sand Springs, they're new to the area, they bought the home, Sand Springs will give you a lawn per se, but 9 times out of 10 I've seen you don't really have landscaping in the front, you don't have anything planted, you're just getting your property. So we'll go down, and if they say I might have a water issue, I'm not happy with the lawn. I want things planted out front. Maybe we're looking for a retaining wall. Do you have the ability to put on a patio paver walkway? We'll take it down and say, okay, what type of budget are you looking to work with? You know, do you want to keep within 25,000? Okay, for 25,000, we could phase in 1, 2, and 3. You know, if it's the next phase, we'll map the whole thing out for you. It's affordable. We offer payment plans. If you become a contracted person that's on the season with us, where you are a full service customer, we will take your seasonal contract and I break it down into 8 monthly payments for you.
So when you mention mapping out, do you actually show them on a computer what it's going to look like? Is it on paper? How do you go about
visualize
like
it?
how do I visualize all
we
this?
are getting to the point of having an actual not 3D, but it's more of a computer generated style. Right now, before we would actually physically plant anything for you, we would say we want to use plants A, B, and C. And we'd come down and we put everything there. You tell us where you want it, where you like it, what you don't, what you do. And then that's where my dad kind of gets creative and puts things where they should be and what should be growing next to the other, and gives you his suggestion. Then before we actually dig the hole and plant, you are 100% satisfied with everything you see there.
Well, you made a good point though. If you have like, when you say water issues, you know where your water drains, or I know when I built my house, I knew where the water was draining because I lived next door to my mom. So I knew which way the water was going to flow. And we're actually in my basement now, the studio. So I knew that if we didn't do the right landscaping, that we could get water in our basement. Right. So that's a good point where it can help with keeping the water where it needs to go.
And then to answer your second question, I have a lot of people who will go on Google and they'll pull up like funky flowers, modern flowers, funky bushes, and they'll email me all these like crazy things. And I'm like, well, where did you find it? Oh, this is native to Tennessee. Yeah. And they're like, I had it when I was in Tennessee. I'd love to have it here. And I'm like, we have a quality guarantee and stand behind everything we do, whether it's a lawn, whether we're planting shrubs, and we work with good, wholesome, quality suppliers who take the same time and effort that we do to make sure the product they're giving us carries on to you. What you're getting in Tennessee or New York or maybe South Carolina and you get it shipped up here, that's the kind of stuff that you're seeing in Lowe's and Walmart and Home Depot, things like that. They're going to live for a year and it's not making it to the summer of the following year.
I call those porch plants.
Yeah, they're not going to survive the Northeast Pennsylvania winter.
Exactly.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, let's talk about if there's a difference in mulch, whether you buy it, through
Doing your lawn yourself versus having a professional do it. Are you saving money or are you wasting your time and your money? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Be back.
Welcome back to the girls, and if you didn't join us in the first segment, you missed a lot because we have Lauren Sacco with us. We're talking about taking care of your lawn with Vito's Lawn Care, your family owned and operated. And we left off talking about how you come in and make the plan and do it from start to finish, but you also come in and refresh lawns that maybe have been there for a while and they have that old 70s look. You can refresh it, give it a new look. A lot of people are trying to undertake that themselves. And it's like, I walk in my neighborhood sometimes and you could tell when people are trying really, really hard to do their own lawns. They have mountains of mulch in their driveways and I admire them for that, but I can't do all that work. So tell us about it. Like, what's the difference between my going out and getting mulch and you come with your mulch? Like, what's the difference?
Probably, honestly, it comes down to just what you enjoy.
Yeah.
I will tell you, my husband has such pride in our property, even though my father maintains for us our backyard. We just got delivered from, and I'm going to give a shout out to Bedrock Gardens. He is a local landscaping company who has everything and anything you could imagine on the spot, delivers. We get natural mulch delivered to our house because in the back, as you know, in our garden, everything in our backyard is edible. So nothing can be dyed, nothing can be really anything crazy. We get straight up plain Jane natural mulch.
So it's nice and stinky.
Yeah, it does have a good smell for a couple days until it settles into place, and then the good wind at the top of my hill takes it and spreads it to everybody down.
And everyone loves you for that.
But between that and topsoil that then goes in our garden, and we take care of the back, it is back-breaking work. If you have the ability to sit down and afford it and map out a plan, I urge everybody, your time is limited. I mean, everybody's working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. The whole world right now is upside down and one person's doing the job of 3 or 4 people. Right. By the time you come home, it's just kind of like laundry, feed the kids, help a parent, or whatever the case may be. Yeah. Like, that's always pushed to the back. So I get a lot of people who call and they get the mulch delivered, but then they never have the time to put it in. We can help you with that. We have people who call and just say, come, look at the whole thing. I really don't know what's wrong. What I have, can you help me? We can do that. We could really, it's a blank board for everybody. One thing that I really like about our mulch is we use a double shredded. The color upholds better. And it's just, we really use top quality on everything.
Yeah.
We've never, I'll put it to you this way, we don't serve a product or use a product in any of our businesses we've ever done that we don't use ourselves or try it ourselves or enjoy ourselves. I have people that'll come and say, well, your volume on your straw to lay grass is XYZ. I could cut 25 cents off and I'm gonna give you this one, but it's coming out of like a chopped up bag, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna take me 10 extra bags to get where I need to get. So we don't cut corners. That's one thing with us. The quality is there, the craftsmanship is there, and my workforce. I am very proud of my workforce. You know, I have 5 local guys who are with me year round, 3 of family. One is Edgar, who made pizza with us forever, who is now running our mowing crew. And he has spent the winter really pulling himself and taking classes, and we got him educated and trained. And I have 10 gentlemen who come to us from Guatemala. Who work from sun up till sundown. That sometimes I'm actually like, it's time to go relax. Yeah. It's time to grill. It's time to take a deep breath.
I could attest for that because they do maintain our lawn.
Yeah.
And they are meticulous. They clean up afterward. You don't go out and you find little pieces of grass everywhere. And no matter what you request, they'll do it. There's no questions asked. They're very polite, very thorough, and boy, are they fast.
Yeah, they are.
quick.
They are. When we go to interview people or bring on another contractor or, you know, expand services and team up with someone, or I expand my team internally, I am very big, like we sit down and I hire based off of your personality, because you could teach anybody anything. You know, if you have to have a basic, like, little understanding about it, but if you come in and you can't have a conversation, or you're really not willing to be a team player, or you're just kind of like a one-track mind, it's kind of like, thank you, don't want to waste your time, but you're just going to become a bigger headache. And I don't, like, cancer doesn't spread through our places. I'm very 100% on top of that. And we're all
family.
Yes, and we're all in it. We're in it, we're working it, we're seeing it, we're doing it.
That's the difference. That's the difference in any business when you're hands-on with your business. What are some commonly asked questions, maybe we can hit on those for people to educate them on some commonly asked questions that people ask you?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is it good or bad for your dog to make wee-wee and poopy on your lawn?
Well, my opinion, and it's probably scientifically proven, is terrible, because the acid in the urine, especially of a female, that's how you get the yellow spots, and it's just, it's not.
So that's why my dad brings his dog to pee on my yard. Got it.
No, we have a male.
Yeah.
I don't have a female.
So I really don't know the difference between a male and a female, while one leaves a mark and one doesn't. But I will say, Winnie, if she gets out and she squirts in our yard, you know it. Rocky can pee anywhere and you don't see it. I just think for health and sanitation reasons, it's just, anyway, especially our house, you can eat everything in the back. Yeah. That's one thing when we're mowing. I always tell my guys, if someone gets a little mouthy or someone, you know, is a little bit, that they're giving a little bit of pushback, they'll always be on a lawn and it seems like that person is the one that gets hits with dog poop that day. And I say, see, God's watching. You have two you have really good things going on. You have 2 things you got to keep track of. And if you can't just smile and do your job today and then they get hit with the dog poop, I'm like, well, but we have good people. put a letter out in the beginning of the season. Okay, blades are dropped. Please make sure you pick up your dog poop. And 95% of the people are good with that.
Yeah. We always, the dog does not even, it's just about touching the ground and we pick up because, no, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
See, I pee on a pee pad.
Well, you're lucky for
She pees on a pee pad, so she's not pooping anywhere outside.
Yeah. So does it affect the growth of the lawn or anything too, like you said?
Yes and no. I mean, certain spots will grow better than others. But you also could treat your lawn. You know, your lawn should really get 5 applications of a fertilizer. There's crabgrass treatment, there's insecticide treatment. And I mean, we see a lot of people who, your whole lawn looks great, but wherever your dog goes to the bathroom, we have the ability to dig that up. We'll thatch it, aerate it, get it loose, seed it heavily, re-fertilize it, re-topsoil it, re-straw it, and then it can come in and, you know, blend in with the others.
That's another good question. If someone wants to dig out an area, maybe they had stone or rock, or they want to put something there, you can actually demolish and kind of change it up or give them ideas.
And one thing that I really like how we do compared to some other people, as I'm getting more into this, when you get a quote from us, it's not a per piece rate, not a per hour rate, not a per, it is, we're going to do a cleanup, the rate is X. It'll show you in there, your material is X, your material is this, your labor is this, but it's not a per piece, per man, it's not broken up like that. And I think that's confusing to people. And then sometimes people really love how we lay it out. And I do for others how I want it to be done for me. Sure. So if you're coming to me and if I can't understand what you're saying and it's Chinese to me, well then I'm not getting my point across, and we failed making sure we could execute for this CU and do it properly. And most people that find us, they are educated enough to know and understand what should be done. But then there's some people that honestly really don't have a clue. So each project we give you, and whichever spec that you're going for, I have a description for everything that we do.
Well, you have enough lawns that you've done either from scratch or whatever that you have photos and things from them too, and
We have
people
a whole
can
gallery.
actually ride around the area,
Yeah.
and you could see your work. And you mentioned your uncle's an engineer.
Yes.
So that's so important too when you talked before about drainage and whatever, because if you're going to get water in your basement or whatever, there are ways to take care of that with planting more trees, I guess, to absorb
So we do a
water
lot of
and-
trench work where they would dig down, they put the piping in, it's 2B stone that's put on there, there's a geotextile netting that holds it into place, and all the water's pulled to main drains. Right. I mean, my uncle does it all. We've put in, I could actually give you pictures, you could probably insert them. My patio, we did
I love your patio.
a Liberty stone patio out the back, but mine's a little different because I have a big fire pit, and when my whole family gets together, there's 45, 50 of us, and I wanted everybody to be able to have a seat. So I have my tables, my fire pit, a row, and then I have a seat. So my fire pit wall, my wall for my paving system comes up about 7 feet, but it's really a chair. And it's like coming right off the back porch of my house, like a half moon. And that was all my uncle.
That's awesome.
You mentioned about digging. Do you install ground wire for patio, for landscape lighting as well?
We don't do the lighting ourselves, but I do have 3 gentlemen that we work with that if you came to me and we were doing a big project for you, we could handle that no problem.
So quickly, is there certain things we should do in each season? Like, are there certain things you should worry about on your property? Like, should you be planning ahead, or does it just...
If you want, I get calls now that people want all these beautiful tulips. That's a good point. Like, if you want a beautiful tulip and you want everything to be popping and getting moving by Easter, you got to plant all those bulbs in October, November. Okay. And people always will say, well, can't you just bring them now? And I'm like, well, that's not really how it works. Tulip is the worst flower to unplant and transplant and put back in. Has a short lifespan doing it the right way.
You want your tulips?
Yeah.
You got to order them.
You got to
now?
get bulbs.
When?
But we would put that. I mean, I could take your list, put you on my list now.
you want them in
but you
November.
want them in October, November.
So call now for your bulbs.
And even if you want something that
Spring
is blooming all
flowers,
the
wild
time,
flowers.
you do it where it's timed out, where if from the moment it's turned spring, like it might have those little purple flowers. I don't know what they are. But they're
Yeah,
real
so
hardy.
spring
And then
here
it just
for
goes
us
right through.
is a crazy planting window because March sometimes it's 60 one day and then there's 3 inches of snow on the ground the next. So the timing is huge. April, like how it's cold out today, April is either totally a washout or it's decent. So when people call, our normal work day goes based upon what the workload is, and if we have X amount of people that need to be planted, well, then we're planting. Now today, for example, I have 4 crews cutting grass because tomorrow they're calling for rain, and I have 2 crews out every day. So I want everybody's lawn to be done for the weekend, so I have got 4 crews out
you got to
today.
work with the weather.
So you got to work around the weather. So tomorrow they're going to be working with a rain jacket on, but we're going to be doing like a cleanup with stones and twigs and things that it's not going to be stuck to them.
For
be a
any
wreck.
more information, website?
Yes, vitoslawn.care.com. You can find us online. You can find us on Facebook. That's
easy to
pretty
get a hold
much
of.
it.
Nice.
Yeah, easy to get a hold of. We'll help you with whatever you need from start to finish.
All right.
And I always say that the landscaping of a home, you can drive up and see this beautiful home, and if there's no landscaping, it's just almost like you forgot to dress it. It really adds to it.
Dress your lawn, and maybe you guys can take care of my orchid. What is it?
Your orchid.
This
And
poor little orchid, I'm taking it home.
Okay, you take it home, but don't tell us so.
No, this
then-
is
no,
a
it's-
mom thing because I don't water my own plants. And
Right.
the joke is that I do this daily, and I say to my husband, no, I don't. I'm on the opposite end
Yeah.
of things. I'm not touching anything
When this
green.
grows, we'll have it back on the shelf.
I am going to just
I have
put it with
I have
all
a brown
my
thumb.
orchids.
Mom has a green thumb, right?
Yeah, it's going to go with all the rest of them. Don't worry, honey. You're okay.
You're
I'll
okay.
resuscitate it.
We'll
I'm
name
the
you
nurse.
too. Bye-bye.
Going to
All
the
right,
nursery.
Lauren, thanks for being on.
Thank you. Thank
Thanks,
you for
honey.
having us.
We'll see you outside.
Yes.
Thanks for joining the girls. We'll see you next time. Happy spring.